Jason X. The last movie, Jason went to hell. Now he's going into outer space, and it's in the future. What's next? Is Jason Voorhees? I mean, I know what's next. I know what's next. You know, the remake and the crossover Freddy versus Jason. But like these ideas, man. What's next? It's like, is Jason Voorhees gonna get stuck in a time machine and then he's gonna travel back to the 1930s or some shit? Like he's gonna go back in time. He went into the future. He went to hell. He went to the future, and now next time, I heard they're making a reboot of the whole Friday the 13th franchise. Maybe the reboot's gonna be in the past. He's gonna time travel to World War II. Jesus Christ. Jason X. In this film, Jason is cryogenically, frozen for over 400 years and awakens in the year 2455 after being found by a group of students whom who he kills, one by one. Whatever. God. While other films of the franchise approach Jason as a human serial killer or undead monster, this movie, views him through a science fiction lens, referring to his inability to die as a regenerative power that can be studied and perhaps replicated. A trope. Anyway. And then him being transformed by future technology into a cyborg. The cyborg incarnation has been called Jason X in so many medias, but it is also referred to by fans as Uber Jason, a nickname the art design team and production crew used, and which appeared in later comic books, such as Jason X Special and Friday the 13th, Jason vs. Jason X. So, yeah. When conceiving the film, Todd Farmer, who wrote this film, came up with the idea of sending Jason into space, suggesting to the studio that it was the only direction left for the series. It's like we've taken Jason everywhere. We dragged his hell to we dragged his ass down to hell. Now we're gonna send him to outer space. We killed him. We resurrected him like a couple times as a zombie. He went after Tommy or whatever the kid's name is. He fought a telekinetic girl. He went to Manhattan. Jason's going all over the place. Kane Hodder, who physically portrayed Jason Voorhees, called into the Howard Stern show on May 1st, 2002, and shared, and I quote, this is what Kane said, the actor who played Jason: "I was a little hesitant about the plot the first time I heard the story too. And I can understand why. Because the plot is awful. It's stupid, it's horrendous, it's cheesy. This movie is like cheesy, funny, and just I don't know what else to say. What characters? The story is so the story of this film really doesn't stick. It really doesn't. It just sucks. This movie sucks on so many levels. The characters, there's this one android chick who's a badass, she gave me a lot of Mila Jokovich's Alice, Alice's character from the Resident Evil films. There's the captain, there's a general sergeant a black dude. And the West are like the I can't really put it into a complete sentence. I I really don't know what to say, ladies and gentlemen. I am so surprised that this movie had a lot of positive reviews in the United Kingdom back when it came out. Back when it came out, it got a lot of positive reviews in United Kingdom and the UK, and I was like, "Wait, what? What do the UK what do the UK see that here in America we don't see?" Uh, I don't know what I don't know. Like they're calling it, some reviewers from the UK are calling this movie like it's very witty. The script is very witty. It's smartly directed, well played by an unfamiliar cast. It's a real treat for all those who have suffered through the story so far. And I'm like, and that review is from Empire. It's from Kim Newman, and Empire is a British film magazine, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe you've heard, everyone heard of Empire magazine. Well, I don't think many of you knew, you know, the foundation it was built on. The film has since seen a retrospective growth in popularity. This film has gained a lot of popularity with the fans, particularly the among the younger fans of the series. And people, I can definitely see why, because even though taking a step back, like I'm a critic. Taking a step back, I take a step back and I look at the entire movie and like the narrative and like the structure of this film. It's so awful. It's so awful. It's terrible. But I can definitely understand why this film gained a lot of popularity for people. It can be cheesy and witty, and I can see that. I can definitely see that. I just rewatched this film recently. The movie was like available to buy on Amazon for like $5. I was like, why the hell not? I'd rather five than like 9.99 or some shit. But this movie was so I bought the movie. I rewatched now, and after rewatching it, I was like, okay, I can understand it. Like, I'm not bored. I'm not, this movie is not boring. It's not dull. It's nonsense. I'll give you that much. I'll say that. But I can see but this movie is very entertaining and energetic, and very witty and clever in a terrible, awful way. Especially like the simulation scene with Jason. Like, my God, oh my God. Ah, the film has this ability to poke fun. I can definitely see the popularity, as I said. The ability to poke fun at itself and the film series as a whole, as well as the inventive death scenes, Adrian's death in particular, head frozen in liquid nitrogen and then shattered against the table. That one girl, the one young woman, that was a very clever and inventive death scene. Okay, I like that. That was a pretty brutal and disgusting death scene. It's a highlight. It's a highlight of this film, and maybe the entire series. Um, and it was even tested. Fun fact: it was even tested on an episode of MythBusters in 2009, the same year the remake came out, which we will get to. But yeah, this movie is terrible, but there is popularity. So overall, ladies and gentlemen, this movie still sucks. like, it's still stupid. It still sucks. It's garbage. But there's a lot of popularity. But, the movie does gain, it does have a popularity. It gained a lot of popularity. There's like comic books and of this version of Jason Voorhees, you know, the mask, the costume, Uber Jason. I can see the popularity within this film. I can see it. I can see the wittiness. I can see why you, maybe you or someone else might see the popularity, the wittiness, the clever, and the direction and the writing. I can see it. But for me, personally, this movie doesn't matter if you put this movie in the future, doesn't matter the past or whatever. Fucking hell. Fucking hell, man. It still doesn't matter. This movie still sucks. I still think this movie still sucks. But anyway, that's all I have to say, ladies and gentlemen, for Jason X. Um, it's not a, it's not the worst movie in the franchise. I think Jason Goes to Hell. Jason Goes to Hell is the worst Friday the 13th movie and a worst horror movie and a worst movie in general. Jason Goes to Hell, a movie which I recently reviewed the other day, yesterday, as I'm recording this video. That movie, Jason Goes to Hell, is the worst out of the whole franchise. I'd rather watch this movie over Jason Goes to Hell. I'd rather watch the remake or any movie, or Jason Takes Manhattan over that, over Jason Goes to Hell. God, Jesus Christ. But anyway, that's all I have to say, ladies and gentlemen, for Jason X. Thank you so much for taking time to listen to my review, my thoughts. And I gave you a little bit, a little facts. I gave you some facts and some intel, during the production and behind the scenes and, the interviews that the actors talked about when um, going into this movie. But yeah, thank you so much. I just, I enlightened you. I gave you some information on that. But yeah, please like and subscribe. Definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel because when you subscribe to my YouTube channel, that would really mean a lot to me because you would be part of my community, and I treat my community as a family. We are a big family, and I hope our family, our community, this YouTube channel keeps growing, keeps thriving, keeps prospering into the future as the days as the days move on. Thank you, everyone, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.